John replied, "If you have 2 shirts, give one to the poor. If you have food, share it with those who are hungry." So this story is called Bonnaroo Corndogs, and Jackson's here to help me. Jackson, what is your favorite food?
That's an easy one. Corn dogs.
Yes, he loves corn dogs, and we've been eating a lot of those lately. But this story is called Bonnaroo Corndogs because there's a story that I remember from way back years ago. I believe it was 2004. I had went with a group of people to Bonnaroo. And Bonnaroo is a music festival that they have every year in Manchester, Tennessee. And so it's an outdoor festival, and lots of bands come and play. Well, we decided to camp out. And so where we put our tent was about 30 minutes away, a 30-minute walk away from the stage. And so you had to walk forever, and it was so hot. And I remember that day I had walked forever, got into the main area with the stages, and I was starving because we'd camped out. Our tent had fell in, and it poured down rain, and I'd had no sleep, and I was hungry. And so they had these vendors there that sold food, and one of the vendors was selling corn dogs, and they were these huge foot-long corn dogs, and they looked so good. And so I bought 2 of them, 2 foot-long corn dogs. Had one in each hand. And about the time I paid for it and bought it, this huge torrential rainstorm blew in and was pouring down rain on everybody. And so there's these huge tents there that have stages under them, the who, what, when, where stage or whatever. And I ran with my 2 huge corn dogs and ran under this huge tent, and there were all these people crammed in there because, we were trying not to get wet, and I had a corn dog in each hand. Well, I started eating on one of them, and there's this guy who I didn't know. He was a young man. He looked nice, and he was standing right beside me, and he was eyeing my corn dogs. And he's like, "Man, would you share a corn dog with me?" And I was like, looked at him. He said, "You got 2? You could share one, man. It won't hurt." And I said, "No, you can't have any of my corn dogs." And he was probably as close to me as Jackson is to me. And I started eating my corn dog, and the guy's like looking at him because he's obviously hungry. And did I give him a corn dog? No, I didn't. I was very selfish and rude, and I did not share. I had 2 corn dogs I could have shared with him. So the whole moral of that story, I remember it to this day. But if you have something extra, the best thing to do is to share, isn't it, Jackson?
Hey,
To share with people you know and love, and to share with others, even those that you don't know, and even if it is something simple like a Bonnaroo corn dog. Therefore, let us offer through Jesus a continual sacrifice of praise to God, proclaiming our allegiance to His name, and don't forget to do good and to share with those in need. These are the sacrifices that please God.